welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button down below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as we're going along if you're enjoying the content. It is appreciated. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspective, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy. Well, I want to do a fantastic movie review tonight of The Queen's Corgi. So I was with my best asexual friend this weekend, and this morning we went to Kids Club. Now, if you don't live in the UK, I don't know what the system is in your country, but in the UK, you've got cinemas that have something called Kids Club, and it's called mini mornings at View Cinema. So these mini mornings or special edition like kids screenings they put on are basically the same films as you pay full price for, but they're reduced for kids to watch. So a lot of the films are PG, they're certificate 12 or certificate 12A or U. You know, so they're they're nothing above a 12A basically. And yeah, so the films come off the big screen and they go onto the usually Saturday and Sunday morning. It is early morning, 10 a.m. and you can buy these films cheap. You don't have to have a kid with you, so you can go watch the movies for cheaper than you would usually do. So me and my best asexual friend, we went to see The Queen's Corgi film, and I'm going to review that now. If you haven't seen the film yet and you do want to go and see it, then if you don't want spoilers, don't watch this video because you'll be very disappointed because I'm going to tell you the storyline basically. Okay, so it's a film that has been out a little while now. So basically, The Queen's Corgi is based on Her Majesty the Queen in the UK, and it's based at Buckingham Palace, and it's a bit difficult actually because there's Buckingham Palace mentioned and there's also St James's Park mentioned, so I was a bit unsure whether it's supposed to be Buckingham Palace or St James's Palace at one point. So I think maybe you need to make your own mind up about that. But basically the Queen is in the palace with her husband and she's got these 3 corgis. And she decides to get a 4th one to go with the other 3. Only this corgi becomes her favourite top dog corgi. And his name is Rex. And as time goes by, Rex just ends up being phenomenal for the whole royal family household. I mean, he's so popular, he ends up having mugs with his face on them and a lot of other merchandise. So he's not just like the other corgis, he's considered super special, kind of supreme top dog. And of course, the other 3 corgis have been there longer than he has. And so there ends up being a bit of jealousy, a bit of nose put out of joint. You know, the other corgis tend to think it's not fair because he's just come along and got to be top dog just like that. And they've been there for far longer than he has. But overall, you get the impression that although they're disgruntled about it, they're not happy about it. You know, that's as far as it goes. But you do think, you know, is any of them going to try anything on? And what happens is one of the corgis decides to persuade the other corgi, Rex, to leave the palace. And the reason why this happens is because Donald Trump pays a visit. And there's this other subplot going on where Donald Trump's wife has this corgi that is over dominant, very bossy, and that corgi always marries a top, you know, goes for a like top dog. And so Rex is basically gonna have to spend the rest of his life with her, and he doesn't want to. And what ends up happening is he ends up biting Donald Trump by accident. And so, yeah, So it's really quite funny. I found lots of the film really hilarious. And so anyway, he just, you know, the Queen then says he's bad dog, and he feels he's not top dog anymore. He's not worthy of the title. And one of the corgis says, well, let's go and explore. Let's go and beat the Pope's dog instead. So they go out of the palace, they escape. And then you found out that this corgi is double-cross Rex, because this corgi thinks that he should be top dog, not Rex. So he tries to basically drown Rex, which is quite harsh, I think, for a kids' movie. You know, it's pretty like horrible thought, you know. And then so Rex, you know, doesn't die, luckily. He gets out, and then he ends up in a pound, a doggy pound. And then there's a lot of there's something called the Fight Club, the doggy fight club, basically going on. And he has to potentially be around other dogs that fight, and potentially he could end up being in a fight himself. I'm not going to go into much more details about the story, but basically you can get the gist of it, I think. And the reason why I love this movie so much is because it's a no-sex movie, because I'm an asexual. I'm not sexually attracted to anyone. I'm only attracted to guys romantically, not sexually. And I hate nudity. I don't like the naked body. I don't find it appealing. I don't want to look at it. I don't like women's naked bodies whatsoever. The only naked body women's I like is my own. And guys, to be quite honest, from the waist down, I'm not interested in them. They don't appeal to me at all. And so I love going to the cinema, watching really good entertainment, you know. I mean, there was a lot of unrealistic things in the Queen's Corgi movie, you know, like there's situations they get into and they're dogs, so they could have just barked and someone would have heard them. So there's things like that that are not very realistic. But if you take the film for what it is, really good fun, really quite hilarious in some parts, kind of a simple storyline, but you know, they've done some stuff that I wouldn't call very appropriate for kids, in the sense that, you know, there's Fight Club scenes in it with the dogs, and I don't think that's very relative to young kids under the age of 12. You know, I don't think really they need to see that. I was expecting something like an action adventure, you know, where the dog goes out and finds himself or something like that, which I guess he does really do that. But I don't know why they had the Fight Club. It seemed very different from other films. So I guess that it was good in one way, but I did find them less entertaining. Those bits are a bit more boring, if I'm honest. So there's a lot of good things about the film. I thought the Queen's voice was very realistic. Yeah, the voice who was playing Her Majesty the Queen. Obviously, this is a cartoon. This is a kids' movie. So you know, the Queen's facial expressions and her voice were very, very realistic. Because I've actually met the Queen at St James's Palace. Yeah, really, truly, I've spoke to her. So it was just like really interesting to see the film, and there was a lot of hilarious points in the movie. I was laughing more than anyone else in the whole of the cinema, I think. And me and my friend couldn't get the cheaper kids seats. We had to pay extra, double the amount for deluxe edition seats, premiere seats, because all the £2.50 seats were taken. So we ended up paying £5, which on a Monday, View Cinema, if you sign up to their newsletter in the UK, I don't know what it's like in your country, check it with your local cinema, then you can get a movie for £4.99. So I could have seen that another time, but I'd much prefer to see it with my best friend anyway, because me and them, sorry, now, because they've changed their pronouns, me and them, you know, really can enjoy ourselves together, enjoy each other's company, and love watching films, you know. And that's why I really feel I need an asexual guy life partner in the future, because you know, I worry that or fear that being with a sexual person, it's just too much sexual stuff for me. You know, they like nudity, they think it's great, they don't see a problem with boobs and breasts. Well, breast, boobs, same thing, and then nipples, all that type of thing, and private parts. And I'm just not interested in that. And I like to go to the cinema to watch good, funny, empowering movies. For me, I find superhero movies completely empowering. So usually I watch superhero movies or like cartoons at kids club, and I just love those type of things. You know, I find them very good for me, very empowering, very funny, very light-hearted. But I mean, some of the kids' movies do get a bit tough. Like I said, you know, there's a Fight Club scenes in it. I mean, I wouldn't pick that for kids personally. I don't know whether it's good because it's different to the other movies and it's not what you're expecting, or if it, like, you know, is not so nice because it's a little bit more boring and they could have done a much more fun, adventurous, you know, fun, adventurous adventure, basically, going out of Rex going out of his own surroundings, you know. But I found that the Queen's Corgi was very, very good. With, like I said, the Queen's voice on point, you know, it's very, very good. And I just found the film was a good film overall. So I would recommend going to see it. I probably would say wait till it comes out on DVD or disc, or, you know, pay cheaper to go and watch it rather than full price, because I don't think it's a, you know, with the fight scenes in it, I wouldn't say it's such a good quality film as some of the ones I've seen, because, you know, that did let the film down a bit, I think, though. So we're a bit boring scenes as well. But other than that, there was a lot of good stuff in there. And yeah, so if you do get a chance to watch the Queen's Corgi, I would recommend it. I would recommend going to see it, especially if you like no sex movies. If you love British, you know, things to do with British English stuff as well, you're gonna love the movie. There was a lot of mannerisms they got really well, the people who did the film, like, you know, like the mannerisms of the waiter, or waiters, should I say, in the palace, the guards, you know, a lot of their mannerisms, a lot of the way they behaved, the way they speak, even the way the dogs speak, what foods the dogs would eat with the Queen. I thought that's amazing. I'd absolutely love to know what the Queen herself thought of it. You know, it'd be good to get a review from her, because she must be quite flattered that they've done a movie about her and her dogs, really. Do you know what I mean? So I do think that's very, very touching and very good. It's a very British film. And it's nice to have that. I think it's nice for UK to have that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this Queen's Corgi, you know, no sex film review. If you hate nudity or you don't like sex like I don't, and you don't want anything like that, and I have to warn you though, before I do go, is that the Corgi, the Donald Trump's wife Corgi, she does talk quite sexually, and I was quite shocked for a kids movie how sexually she talks, like talking about, you know, the guy being the Rex being hot, and she's goes and chases after him a lot because she's after pouncing on him. So that was quite sexual for a kids movie, I thought, for a cartoon, you know. And you know, they were bringing, you know, like when there was the trailers on and adverts on, they had this one advert which was two kids talking about a TV program and what was coming up in the TV program, you know, in if you watch it. And what was really bad about this is like an advert before the main film come on, was really bad is it's a girl was saying, oh yeah, we talk about boys in the new series, we talk about boys, and we talk about boys. And that girl must have been, what, she only looked about 5, 6, maybe she's 6, yeah, 7 at the most. I'd say between 5 and 7, because some of the, you know, she's very, very young, and she was all made up, covered in makeup, covered in like fake jewelry, and she just kept going on and on about boys like 3 times, like. And I think that's so damaging to, you know, for young children at that age to be focusing on boys like it's their life. You know, what they should be taught is life skills. What they should be taught is how to self-love. What they should be taught is how to feel good about themselves. What they should be taught is they can be happy being single before they get someone else. And if they want to get someone else, it's a bonus, not a necessity. You know, so this advert really shocked me in terms of, like, this is what's happening in the world right now. You know, young kids have got full makeup on with lips or whatever, all dressed up like a doll, and they're talking about boys, you know? So already there's sexual stuff, connotations and things, and the implication is you have to have a guy. If you're a girl, you have to have a guy. And I just think that's so damaging. You know, we're good on our own, girls. You don't need a guy, you know, and guys don't need a girl. You know, you can be good and happy being single or on your own. You know, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a very empowering thing, being single. Anyway, until next time, embrace your quirky and each other. So if you like this movie review, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone you think may benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already down below. Great big red button. And click the bell icons to get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. Don't forget, like I said, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. And I'll see you on the next live stream or next video. Take care. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.